Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Now, we all know that the world of coin collecting can be full of surprises, and today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in numismatics, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. You might be thinking, a 1965, that's just a regular quarter, right? Well, hold on to your seats because this coin, in certain rare circumstances, can be worth millions of dollars. Yep, you heard that right. Stick with me, and I'll show you how to spot this gem in your collection and potentially cash in on its incredible value. $3 million rarest coins. At first glance, the 1965 Washington quarter looks just like any other quarter. After all, it features the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. On the obverse, the reverse showcases an eagle, just like other quarters produced in this era. So what's the big deal, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. Rarest coins. 1965 was a significant year in U.S. coinage, and that's exactly where the story of the 1965 Washington quarter begins. In fact, it's a key year in American coin history. But why? Let's rewind a bit and set the stage. In the early 1960s, the United States was going through a major economic shift. One of the most significant changes was in the composition of coins. Due to rising silver prices, the U.S. government decided to eliminate the use of silver in most coins, including the quarter, starting in 1965. Prior to this year, quarters were made from 90% silver, but in 1965, they were switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, with just a thin layer of silver. But here's where things get really interesting. Not all 1965 Washington quarters were made with a copper-nickel-clad composition. Some extremely rare examples were accidentally struck using silver plancase that were left over from previous years. These silver-struck quarters are the ones that can be worth a fortune. While most 1965 quarters are made from the copper-nickel-clad metal, a very small number were struck on silver plancase. These rare silver 1965 quarters are worth significantly more than their copper-nickel counterparts. But how can you tell if you have one of these million-dollar coins in your collection? Let's take a closer look at the key differences. The most obvious way to tell if a 1965 quarter is made of silver is by using a magnet. Silver is not magnetic, while the copper-nickel-clad metal used in most 1965 quarters is slightly magnetic. If your 1965 quarter is non-magnetic, you might have one of these rare silver strikes. But that's not the only way to tell. If you don't have a magnet handy, there's another method you can use. $3 million rarest coins. Look at the edge of the coin. Copper-nickel-clad coins have a distinct, light-colored edge, often appearing like a sandwich of different metals. On the other hand, a silver 1965 quarter will have a solid silver edge, with a shiny, almost white appearance all around. So, now you know how to check if your 1965 quarter is made of silver. But here's the catch: not every silver 1965 quarter is worth millions. The true value comes from the coin's condition, rarity, and the market demand. So, let's talk about how much these coins are actually worth. Most of the 1965 Washington quarters struck on silver plancase are worth a few $100s. However, when we're talking about coins in excellent condition, with high-grade quality, their value increases dramatically. In fact, certain silver 1965 quarters in near-perfect condition have sold for prices well over $10,000 at auctions. Rarest coins. But wait, there's more. The most valuable examples, especially those with perfect grades, have been known to sell for even higher prices. In some cases, we're talking about sales in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, what makes a 1965 quarter truly valuable? It all comes down to rarity and condition. When it comes to rare coins, condition is everything. Coins are graded based on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 1965 quarter STR. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we've got a super exciting video for all the coin enthusiasts, collectors, and treasure hunters out there. You're probably used to hearing about rare coins that can fetch insane prices, But today we're focusing on one specific coin that you may have in your pocket right now, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar. This coin is so rare that some examples are worth millions of dollars. But what makes this coin so special? Stick around to find out. The 1979 Washington quarter is an ordinary coin that most people would just pass by without a second thought. However, if you've ever stumbled upon one in your change, you might just be holding on to a small fortune. Before we dive into the value of the 1979 Washington quarter, let's go over a little bit of history. This coin was minted in 1979 at the Denver Mint, and it features the iconic George Washington on the front, as designed by John Flanagan. The reverse shows an eagle, a symbol of American strength and independence. But what sets this coin apart from other quarters minted in the same year? Well, let's break it down. Rarest coins in 1979, the United States Mint was dealing with a number of challenges. The country had recently experienced an economic downturn, and there was a shift in coin production to meet public demand. The 1979 quarter was produced in large quantities, so at first glance, it doesn't seem all that unique. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye. One of the most important factors that can make a 1979 quarter worth so much is something known as a double die. This happens when a coin is struck with a die that has been misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a clear doubling of the design elements. When it comes to the 1979 Washington quarter, there was a famous error, known as the 1979 Washington quarter double die obverse. Now, what makes this so special? Well, the doubling on these coins is not subtle. If you know what to look for, you can spot the double details on the letters in A Liberty, the date A 1979, and even the word A in God We Trust. The doubling can appear as a slight shadow or ghosting effect next to the original design, and if it's pronounced enough, this could make the coin worth a lot more than face value. $2 million Rarest. Rarest coins. Here's what you need to look for if you think you've got one of these ultra-rare coins in your collection. First, check for the doubling on the word A Liberty. A strong example will show extra lines beside the original letters, like a shadow that follows the text. The date A 1979 can also be a key indicator, where you'll see doubling in the numbers. Finally, don't forget about A in God We Trust, where you might notice a faint doubling of the letters. Now, let's talk value. If you find one of those coins in mint condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Some of these 1979 double die quarters have been known to sell for anywhere from several $1,000s to over $1 million. At a 2016 auction, a 1979 double die quarter sold for a staggering $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, one coin, a quarter, for over $1 million. Now, let's keep in mind that this price was for an especially well-preserved example, but it just goes to show how valuable this coin can be. But not every 1979 quarter is going to fetch that kind of price. The condition of the coin, the degree of the doubling, and even the specific collector market at the time will influence how much a coin can sell for. So, let's talk about how to tell if your coin is worth big money. Rarest coins. Coin collectors use a grading scale to evaluate the condition of a coin. A coin that is a mint state will have sharp, clear details, while a coin that's been circulated will show signs of wear. A well-preserved 1979 double die quarter could be worth much more than one that's been in your pocket for years and shows heavy wear. If you suspect you have one of these valuable 1979 quarters, there are a few steps you should take. First, don't just spend it. Take it to A. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving into something truly special, a coin that might be sitting in your pocket right now, but it could be worth millions of dollars. We're talking about the 2008 Washington quarter, a coin that, on the surface, looks like just another regular quarter, but in reality, it's packed with hidden value, thanks to a rare minting error that collectors are absolutely crazy about. Stick around, because this is a story you won't want to miss. First, Let's take a look at the basics. The 2008 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, part of the Washington quarter series, which has been around since 1932. On the front, you've got George Washington's iconic profile, and on the back, the eagle, both classic features of the coin. The 2008 year was part of the 50-state quarters program, a collection of designs celebrating each state in the U.S. While most of the 2008 Washington quarters were struck normally, a small number of them contain a very rare and valuable minting error, one that's caught the eye of coin collectors and investors across the world. So, what's the big deal with the 2008 Washington quarter? The key lies in the rare error known as the 8 double die variety. This minting error occurs when the die used to strike the coin doesn't properly align, causing the design to appear doubled. It sounds simple, but these types of errors are extremely rare and can make a coin worth far more than its face value. $1 million rarest coins. In the case of the 2008 Washington quarter, the A double die obverse error is the most sought after. This error occurs on the obverse side of the coin, specifically in the letters of the word A Liberty and A in God We Trust, where you can see a noticeable doubling effect. The letters don't just appear on C, they're stamped twice, creating a very distinctive, noticeable error. Rarest coins. When you examine the word A Liberty, you'll see that the AL, AI, AB, and AE all appear to be doubled, giving the coin a much more complex look than a normal 2008 quarter. The same doubling effect can be found in the A in God We Trust inscription, and if you look carefully, you may even notice a doubling effect in other small areas of the coin's design. Now, let's talk about why this error makes the 2008 Washington quarter so valuable. The main reason is simple: rarity. Coins with minting errors, especially the double die variety, are highly prized because they are extremely hard to find. While most quarters from 2008 were struck normally, only a small handful were struck with this error. Imagine, out of the millions of 2008 Washington quarters produced, only a small percentage actually ended up with this double die error. That makes the 2008 quarter with this error a rare treasure, and rarity is a key factor when it comes to coin value. Plus, as more and more collectors discover these error coins, demand continues to rise, which drives the prices up. Rarest coins. So, how do you identify the 2008 double die Washington quarter if you think you've found one? It's all about the details. Let's break it down. First, take a close look at the word A Liberty. If the coin has the double die error, you'll see that the letters, especially the AL and the AI, appear to be doubled, with the faint shadow image of the letters next to the original ones. The same goes for the phrase A in God We Trust. To look carefully at the AT and AR in A Trust, where you'll notice a second, off-center image of the letters. These doubled letters should be sharp and clear. If the doubling is faint or difficult to distinguish, it might not be the error coin you're looking for. But if the Welcome back, coin enthusiasts and collectors, rarest coins. Today, we've got a real treat for you. You might have a coin that's been sitting around for years and maybe in your change drawer or your old coin collection that could actually be worth millions of dollars. That's right. Today we're diving deep into the 1999 Washington quarter. You may be wondering, what makes this coin so special? Well, stick around, because we're about to uncover how a small error in its production turned it into one of the most valuable quarters in American history. Let's start with the basics. The 1999 Washington quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999 and was released in honor of each state in the U.S. The 1999 series started with a tribute to Delaware, and the coin features the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse, while the reverse of the coin features a unique design for Delaware. Released by the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the 1999 is one of the coins struck at the Denver Mint. This mint mark is significant when it comes to the specific error that would make this coin extremely valuable. So, what's the big deal with the 1999 Washington quarter? The answer lies in a rare minting error that is known as the repunched mint mark, RPM. This error occurs when the mint mark, specifically the AD for Denver, is punched into the die multiple times, but slightly off-center. This causes the mint mark to appear doubled, or more precisely, repunched. Rarest coins. If you closely examine the AD mint mark on a 1999D quarter with the RPM error, you'll see two distinct impressions of the latter, one slightly off to the side of the other. This doubling or repunching is a telltale sign of the error, and it's what collectors are after. Now, why exactly is this repunched mint mark so valuable? The short answer is rarity. Minting errors like the repunched mint mark are extremely rare, and finding one in good condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. While many 1999D quarters were struck and released into circulation without any problems, only a small handful contain this error. That's what makes them so special. Since mint errors are uncommon, they naturally become more desirable to collectors. The 1999D with the RPM error is highly sought after because it's not something you can easily find, and there's a high demand for it in the world of numismatics. Rarest coins. Coins with the repunched mint mark have been known to fetch anywhere from $500 to over $5,000 depending on their condition. But it doesn't stop there. The rarest, highest grade examples of the 1999D RPM error coin can sell for tens of thousands of dollars, with some estimates reaching up to $100,000 or more. And that's not all. If you happen to have a particularly well-preserved 1999D quarter with a clean repunched mint mark, you could potentially see it skyrocket to even higher prices. Okay, so now that we know why the 1999D Washington quarter with the RPM error is so valuable, let's talk about how you can identify it. If you think you've found one of these rare coins, here's how to check for the repunched mint mark. Rarest coins. Start by carefully inspecting the AD mint mark on the reverse of the coin. The key sign of the RPM error is that the AD should appear to be doubled or repunched. This happens because the mint mark was struck more than once, but not perfectly aligned each time. As a result, you'll see the faint outline of an additional AD slightly offset from the first one. Look for the most pronounced doubling around the bottom of the mint mark. It can sometimes appear faint, so make sure to use good lighting and a magnifying glass for a clearer view. If you see two separate ADs, one placed slightly to the right of the other, there's a good chance you've found the 1999D repunched. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in coin collecting, the mystery of the 1998D Washington quarter. A coin that might seem like just another piece of change, but in reality, could be worth millions of dollars. Welcome to our channel, where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable collectibles. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more incredible discoveries. Rarest 5. The Washington quarter, a coin we all know well, was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The design has undergone some modifications over the years, but it's remained a staple of American coinage. Most of us probably encounter Washington quarters in our daily lives, and in the grand scheme of things, they don't seem particularly valuable. But that's where things get interesting with the 1998D Washington quarter. Rarest coins. So, what makes the 1998D Washington quarter so special? To understand this, we need to take a closer look at the coin itself. On the surface, the 1998D quarter looks like any other coin minted in Denver that year. But this particular coin has an incredibly rare characteristic that sets it apart. It's a AD mint mark error coin. While most 1998D quarters are fairly common, a small number of these coins were mistakenly struck without the AD mint mark. This error occurred when the dies used to stamp the mint mark were either not properly aligned or worn down during production, causing the mint mark to be missing from the coin. That discovery of these error coins was nothing short of exciting for collectors. At first, only a handful of these 1998D quarters without the mint mark were found, and those who were lucky enough to get their hands on one began to realize just how rare they were. But what was even more astonishing was the prices these error coins began fetching at auction. A quarter that was originally worth 25 cents suddenly became worth thousands, and in some cases, even millions of dollars. In fact, the highest-selling 1,998D quarter without the mint mark reached a jaw-dropping price of over $4 million. That's right, a quarter, originally worth just a few cents, now worth millions. But why are these coins so valuable? Rarest coins. To understand why the 1,998D Washington quarter error coins are worth so much, we need to look at rarity and demand. Error coins, especially those involving mint marks, are considered highly collectible in the numismatic world. The mint mark, which indicates the mint facility where the coin was produced, is an essential part of a coin's design. When a coin is produced without its mint mark, like the 1,998D quarter, it becomes an anomaly. The rarity of these error coins creates an intense demand. Imagine finding a coin that shouldn't exist. It's like discovering a missing page in a famous book. As more collectors become aware of this mistake, the value increases. The rarity, paired with the intrigue of the error, makes these coins highly sought after. So, how do you identify a 1,998D Washington quarter without the mint mark? Let's break it down. First, take a close look at the reverse side of the coin, right above the eagle's tail. Normally, you should see the D mint mark, indicating it was produced at the Denver Mint. But for the rare error coin, this mint mark is completely absent. Rarest coins, even the smallest imperfection in the mint mark area can be the key to identifying the error. If you can't spot the DA, bingo, you've found a coin that might just be worth a fortune. Before you get too excited and start searching through your change, it's important to know that not all 1,998D quarters without a mint mark are automatically worth millions. The market for rare coins can be tricky. The value depends on the condition of the coin. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving into something that might be sitting in your pocket or your old coin collection right now. It could be a coin that looks completely ordinary at first glance, but in reality, it could be worth millions of dollars. Yes, we're talking about the 2014 Washington quarter, and trust me, there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just have found a hidden treasure. Let's start with a quick overview of the 2014 Washington quarter. This quarter was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which is a series of coins designed to honor the national parks and historic sites across the United States. In 2014, the design focused on Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee, which is the most visited national park in the U.S. $1 million rarest coins. The reverse of the coin features an image of the Great Smoky Mountains with a sycamore tree and a Rivera, all part of the rich natural beauty found in the park. On the obverse, you have the standard design of George Washington, which has been used on the quarter since 1932. The AP mint mark indicates that this particular quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds like just another typical quarter. But here's where things get interesting. The 2014 Washington quarter didn't just enter circulation in the same way as most coins. Some of these coins have extremely rare minting errors that can make them worth thousands of, if not millions of dollars. One of the main errors that collectors are hunting for is the 8 double die error. This error occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once, causing the details, especially the letters and numbers, to appear doubled. It's an error that makes the coin look like it has extra layers or shadows in the design, and it can make a coin worth a lot more than its face value. $1 million. Rarest coins. So, what's so special about the double die error on the 2014 quarter? Well, double die errors are among the most valuable and sought after mistakes in the world of coin collecting. These coins can sell for thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the doubling and the condition of the coin. On the 2014 Washington quarter, the most common area to see the doubling is in the word "A Liberty" and the phrase "A and God We Trust" on the obverse of the coin. If you take a close look at these areas, You might notice that the letters appear stacked or have a shadowed effect. The doubling may not be perfectly aligned, and you may see a faint second impression of each letter, which is the hallmark of a double die error. The doubling on a double die coin can sometimes be subtle, but it's the distinct shifted impressions that make these coins so valuable. The more pronounced the doubling, the more desirable the coin becomes to collectors. When you find one of those quarters in great condition, it can make your coin worth up to $10,000 or more, depending on its grade. Rarest coins. Now, let's talk about how to identify the 2014 P. Washington quarter with the double die error. It's important to know exactly what you're looking for, especially since there are many coins out there that might look like they have doubling, but aren't actually worth anything extra. To spot the double die error, begin by carefully examining the obverse side of the coin. Look at the word "A Liberty," as well as the phrase "A in God We Trust." The double die error is most visible in these areas, especially around the letters AL, AI, AB, AT, and AY in Liberty and AT, AR, and AU in A Trust. If the letters appear to